My name is Tristan Ogden. I'm the project manager for Georgiou. Working on and completed of the new Indooroopilly Riverwalk project, which is a shared pedestrian and bike path running from Twig Street all the way through to the Whitten Barracks here. So the job itself is about 790 metres long of shared walkway over the Brisbane River. Challenges on Indooroopilly, obviously any job associated with marine work is technically challenging, but also the geographics of this area in and around Foxton and Radnor Street was quite challenging, given the number of pedestrians and traffic movements that we had to deal with each day. So it was quite a tight and confined site that we dealt with. We obviously finished the project ahead of schedule, so that was a great achievement overall for the job. We also completed the job LTI free without any serious incidents. We also managed to clock up a few training hours with some of our locals. We employed 6 direct Georgiou chippies and concreters, so they completed some of their training hours on the job. We did in excess of 20,000 odd training hours on the job. 230,000 man hours were put into this project, and at its peak we had around 70 personnel on site working on the project. This job was for Brisbane City Council. It was a joint venture with obviously Georgiou and Brady Marine and Civil. It was important for us to show the strengths that we both have when we do come together as a JV, in demonstrating that we both bring capabilities to the table that brings in such a good job and a rewarding job at the end of the day. And it's rewarding just to be on a job locally for a lot of the guys. And when we did the opening, it was great to see a lot of the families come out of the workers that have been involved in the job. And it's great for the kids to see what their mum or dad did throughout the last year and a bit and leaving something in and around Brisbane that they can come back to again. There was some really unique challenges on the job, like working under the existing railway and road infrastructure. We had to engineer certain rigging and low height gear to fit the 2 cranes under the bridge to lift in the deck units. So again, it's not something you do every day, particularly over water. So a lot of time and effort was spent in the planning stages to get it to work, and it worked really well without any hitches at all. So it was a credit to the team. Working over water is quite challenging. We did establish a temporary jetty on the other side of the Brisbane River. This allowed us to bring in materials from the road and deliver them onto the water in the construction of the bridge. From my level and from my position, I just want to say thanks to all the guys. Thanks to Brady's in bringing some technically good advice and experience on board in the marine side, but also to the Georgiou team, the engineers that put in the hours, and also the supervisors that were involved in the job. They did it really well, and it made my job a hell of a lot easier.